So. And then actually, if you look behind me, you can see this. This is actually smoke from a fire taking place in northwest Los Angeles here. That's all a fire. So that is awesome. After posting a surfing video about a fire in Pacific Palisades, north of Santa Monica on the coast, another fire erupted near where I'm at in Glendale, Pasadena. We were watching it yesterday and we just got a notification that we had to evacuate, which we did. All is well. And just let you guys see though, so it's morning right now. It should be daylight. But then if you come and look behind me now, it looks black still. And that's just smoke from the fires, actually. That's a trip. Alarms going off everywhere. Your alarm. Yeah, okay, anyway, so we're all safe here. This place is wild. We're going to a rec center. So yeah, all is well. Stay tuned. A few days ago, I posted a video about the wildfires in Los Angeles, particularly the Palisades Fire, how I saw it from the coast, and now being in Glendale, Pasadena, how we had to evacuate. And I've had so many comments and questions in Chinese social media as well as American United States social media, and I just wanted to do a follow-up and give you guys an update of what's currently going on as far as I know. And a lot of people are complaining about, you know, California and the United States and how they're dealing with this threat that's good or bad. And first of all, there's all kinds of opinions online. Don't always believe them. People talk about Trump, the governor, misallocation of resources. And right now I would probably shy away from confirming any of those things or talking about those things because most people simply don't know. They're going off of what they see online. And there are two main huge fires still going on in Los Angeles. The original one, the Pacific Palisades Fire, that's currently 11% contained. And then there's the one that affected me and caused me to evacuate. That's the Eaton Fire. And that right now is currently contained at about 27%. Currently, more than 12,000 structures, you know, houses, buildings, businesses, churches have been destroyed, and currently 100,000 people are under evacuation orders. The air quality is not great. The sky looks okay. It looks okay right now. A little bit gray at times, but you can smell campfire burning everywhere, and they advise you to wear a mask because the air quality is still not great. Also, they're not over. Right now, it's pretty contained and doing okay. But the Santa Ana winds are the reason why they got big in the first place, and they're expected to come again, which causes fires to maybe be more out of control and spread again. So we're not fixed yet. We still have a ways to go to see if these are going to be taken care of. We do know that currently there's over 15,000 firefighters actively involved in fighting these fires. 1,350 vehicles, so about 1,400 vehicles, and over 80 aircraft are involved in fighting the fires. Neighboring states have sent their fire crews. Oregon and Washington and other neighboring states have all sent their firefighters here to do the work and fight it as well. Most of the city is still doing okay in terms of the air and the water. There are some places like Pacific Palisades that they're not advised to use the water out of the tap due to contamination. And there's still quite a lot of consideration about insurance companies and how they're going to pay all of the losses and damages that have been incurred. Currently, I think the estimation is about $20 billion. So we're not sure what's going to happen with those companies, when the expected payout will be. It's probably going to be more difficult before it gets easier, at least in the short run. And finally, lots of people have been asking me about lootings. You know, is it safe? Is there robberies everywhere? Is it mayhem and chaos? Is there gridlock in the streets? Generally, the streets are okay. Certain areas that have been evacuated, of course, maybe cars have been evacuated as well. But most of the roads that I've been on are fine. The looting has taken place in certain areas. I think 29 arrests have been made. I believe the National Guard has been called up to protect some of the heavily threatened areas by robbers and people that would look to gain and loot during this time of evacuation. And if you guys have any questions, you can actually monitor the updates by CAL FIRE. Check out the link below. I'll put it here. You can check it out yourself. If you have a VPN, you can monitor the situation, see updates, and not just rely on what other people are saying on social. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, what's up guys, friends, followers, thanks for watching today. I just wanted to give you another update on the California fires and answer a lot of the questions that you guys asked me in the last two posts. And thank you so much for your support, for your comments, for your likes, and for following me. I've seen huge increases in the past few days, and I have you to thank for that, so thank you so much. I also apologize because I simply don't have the time to respond to every single question and every single comment that I've received. And yeah, many of you guys have asked about me and the house and what's going on. We are totally fine. We had to evacuate for a day or two, and then we were allowed to come back. And everything is okay right now. The house didn't burn down. And yes, the house has fire insurance. So many of you guys were worried about me. Thank you so much for caring and expressing that sentiment. I'm very, very grateful for you. Thank you. And I had so many questions regarding insurance and the situation related to these wildfires. So in the United States, and probably like China, everyone has their own insurance policy. For flood, for winds, for robbery, or maybe for fire. So everyone's insurance policy is a little bit different. I cannot comment on every single person's fire insurance because I just don't know. And in general, fire insurance will cover you if there is an act of God or if it is a natural occurring fire. However, if it's found out to be arson or a person made the fire, then generally it is not covered in insurance, which can be a problem because with many of these fires going on in Los Angeles, some of them are considered natural and some of them are considered man-made. They don't quite know yet, so we have to wait and see. And so far, over $20 billion in damages has taken place. And that's a huge problem because it's actually the biggest insurance claims related to wildfires in the history of the United States. So it's very, very confusing what's going to happen because of course insurance companies never want to pay and they will try to find a reason not to pay. But also, if they do pay, many of them will go bankrupt. So this is also a problem we're talking about, that these companies won't have the money to pay such a large bill. So again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. And generally, after the fires are taken care of, the insurance companies will conduct an investigation, and then they will determine whether or not to pay, and if so, how much. So this will all take a very long time. We don't know how long it's going to take at this point, so it's a very stressful time. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with the fires. And also, many people have asked me, are the fires still going on? They haven't put out the fires yet. What's happening? And some of the smaller fires have been put out for sure. But the two biggest fires, the Palisades Fire and the Eaton Fire, are still burning. They have not been put out yet. But a little bit of an update from yesterday. Yesterday, the Palisades Fire was 11% contained. Now it is 17% contained, so it's improved quite a bit. And the second main fire, the Eaton Fire, yesterday was 27% contained, and today is 35% contained. So there's been a huge increase in that too. So good job, guys. That's awesome. And so many comments have criticized the US government and the California government, saying, how come they're not doing anything? Chinese government would do so much better. And yeah, it's true. You can always complain that people's actions are imperfect, but I'm imperfect, you're imperfect, people are imperfect. But I can give you a little bit of an update. So far, working in California, there are over 8,500 firefighters working. And that's California firefighters, that's Washington State, Oregon State, Arizona State, and also international firefighters from Canada and Mexico. So everyone is working together very hard to get these fires taken care of. No one is ignoring these fires. They want them to go out. Trust me, everyone wants these fires to be done with. And in addition to the firefighters, there are approximately 2,500 National Guardsmen in Los Angeles helping out with everything from securing roads to directing traffic to law enforcement and helping out with some of the planes and vehicles needed in this area. And the National Guard is kind of like our army, kind of like our military, but they're more the reserve, meaning they usually rest, usually they're not very active, but they can be called into being active when an emergency happens like right now. I had a lot of questions about lootings, about robberies that have taken place during the fires. And yes, it's true. There have been
a lot of robberies taking place in the abandoned evacuated zones. But so far there have been approximately 29 arrests, and there's a lot of law enforcement protecting against this now. They're aware of it. And actually, there's even been some reportings of robbers impersonating firemen to get access to these homes. So it's kind of serious, but I think our law enforcement is working hard to fight it. And similar to yesterday, the air quality is still not great. You should definitely be wearing a mask if you're outside walking around. Right now, where I'm at, the air looks good, but you can smell burning still, so it's good to wear a mask. And in certain places of Los Angeles, you do not want to drink the tap water still. It's not really safe to do. And guys, I just want to remind you, some of the crazier stories, some of the crazier things you've heard, don't really believe them. I mean, we don't even necessarily listen to the news and believe everything we see. We rely on social media, on personal stories, on validating the facts by checking multiple sources before believing it. So some of the crazier things, I wouldn't believe it. Do your best to assume the best about people and don't think that everyone's doing evil things. And I think everything's going to be better for everyone if we just do that. So thank you guys for your time. If you have any more questions or concerns, definitely write me a comment, let me know. And thank you guys for caring about the fires in Los Angeles and all the positive comments and support. They've been very touching, and I appreciate you guys so much. So we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.